Welcome to Book Club.
My name is Lavasha,
And I'm Squizzy.
and today we're talking about chapter 6 through 10 of How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. I didn't take notes because I was afraid, like, if I paused to take notes, I would stop reading because, like, I was tired when I started reading my chapters. So I was like, I'll just keep the momentum of reading and then keep going. Yeah, so I
Okay. I still like the book. There are some things that are beginning to annoy me, though. One of the things that's annoying me is Cole could have just straight up told her the reason that he's mad. But
yeah,
he's
she
like,
has no idea.
and now
So
he's made her angry.
Yeah,
like
so we do realize now that she did not know his parents were dead. Like,
Yeah.
she was like, when did that
I
happen?
figured, but
Like, so she literally has no idea. And, like, she doesn't even remember rejecting him. So he probably didn't even come right out and ask her. Like, he probably wasn't clear that it was a date or anything like that.
He's building things up in his mind that she doesn't even know about.
Yeah.
And he's got no right to. It's 10 years ago.
Right.
Like, so he's pissing me off a little bit.
One of the things that's standing out to me as something that's a little annoying is, like, sometimes it seems like the author is just writing filler. Just writing to meet a word count. And it's like, this is going on too long.
And the conversations are getting a little not very, very pleasant to read the conversations between characters. And one thing that I did say was that the conversations feel a little childish and repetitive.
Yeah. For me, like, the childishness doesn't bother me that much, except when, like, then she'll suddenly insert something sexual in it. Like,
I made a note. I was like, I'm gonna start underlining and highlighting how many times she says nipples and breasts.
Yeah. And,
I was like, does she have a fetish?
When his friends compared the old lady standing up as an erection standing up, I was like, that's so out of place and weird.
Right?
Like this gives wholesome story, and then a sentence like that just takes you out of it. It's like,
ew. Who put a dildo in the middle of
Right.
a Hallmark movie?
Right. We should talk about what's been happening. Okay, so they have the nutmeg competition. Oh, eggnog.
One thing that I did say, like, at the beginning of this competition, like, they hand out these little pamphlets that tell them, like, when the competitions are going to happening, and then they give them these sashes, and then they'll be like, oh, we're going to be watching you as you go around town. Like, no, I wouldn't take part in this competition.
I would have stepped out right there. Like, what do you mean you're watching me? No.
And I noted that somebody with a full-time job wouldn't take part in this.
Right.
Like, no wonder it's like grandmas and stuff.
Well, I could see, like, with a job like Cole's, you could take part in it. Taking care of reindeer.
And the story, she doesn't really have a job right now.
Yeah.
She's a freelance editor.
Yeah. And it does seem more like the older people are taking part in it.
Yeah. Because this is ridiculous. And why is his friend is a little too invested?
I think that's funny.
I was like, he made a poster and everything.
I do find that funny that, like, they're so detailed about, like, how the competition is gonna go. Like, it's such a big deal, and, like, the announcer of the MC of the competition, I'll call him. It talks about it like it's this long running tradition, and it hasn't even been happening 10 years. Oh, so yeah, Story wins the competition.
So then he gets even more fired up. So the next time he, like, does a little striptease with his friend Max.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, another thing. I also, like, it was cute at first, but now like the talking to the narrator, it kind of
it pisses me off a little bit. It's a little annoying, and I don't like the little rhymes at the beginning of the chapters anymore either.
Yeah.
That's something that's also bothering me. And also sometimes the rhyme scheme falls apart.
Yeah.
Mid.
I think maybe it's something she just should have done at the beginning of the story, maybe at the end, but not like
sprinkled throughout. It's
so yeah. Story is just wondering why. Like, she's like, Cole used to be nice to me, now like mean for no reason.
Her grandma was like, what? Not her grandma, but her great aunt said, what's going on between you two? She's like, I don't know. He could have been an adult that said something. I wouldn't be able to fall for somebody who's acting like this.
Me neither.
So that's another thing. Like, I want to be able to fall for the character too. I like Story. Cole, like at first he was giving me a little, charming
Luke
Danes
it was
vibes,
funny
but now
because like you're like, why is he taking this so seriously? But now it's like, why is he taking this so serious?
from 10 years ago, like now I'm a little disgusted.
Yeah,
with him.
right.
Like once I get the ick, it's kind of hard to like turn me around on a character. Oh yeah, and he's complaining about her not coming to visit her aunt more often. Like that's her business,
Right, and like exactly that. But also like, if who I get that they were close, but were they that close that she should like continuously check in with him? Like,
right? Because they were just teenagers who would like hang out during the holidays,
right?
And just banter a little bit. And so she goes off to California. She's just living her life, doing her thing. And then she comes back to this dude who's all like, and she's like, what?
So to help them win, to give them a boost in winning the competitions, Aunt Cindy is pretending to be more on her at death's door than she really
powdering
is.
Up her face, lounging around in her.
Because she was like, people are going to be excited that Cole's participating because it's the first time he's participating since his parents died. She was like, we got to step it up.
I do really like the great aunt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But she is showing a character progression by when we insert Cole into his home, when he's talking with Max and he looks around and he realizes that over the past 10 years, nothing has changed in that room. And like this little competition with Story is like the one thing that's finally like shaking him up out of his stagnation.
Mm-hmm.
And like the town probably babied him a lot. Like he was like 19 years old or something and lost his parents. So they've probably not have been encouraging him to like change, get out more or anything like that.
And Story is also like, she's starting to enjoy the competition and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's enjoying being around family and everything.
Yeah. So she's also breaking out of her stagnation. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I've pretty much hit on all the points that I had to make.
Yeah. Did we see who won did we get to who won the singing competition, or we haven't hit
no, they haven't announced that just yet. I think we pretty much closed out on that.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, the next competition is the upcycling competition. They have to create a movie scene using recyclable material.
Yeah, so Story just did the same thing that her great aunt had done the last time.
I would count out for that. Like, I think she's gonna get like third.
Probably, but it was an upcycling competition,
True.
so like cycling again.
That's true. Maybe
pretty good idea. But like the pelvic thrusting and
yeah, that's not even a scene. Like she's right, that's not even a scene in the Grinch movie,
right? And also, the way the author writes audience reactions, like why are they crying out in the audience? Like that's a little ridiculous. That's a little far fetched. But yeah. And I do like the way that she describes things sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like I'm at like a 5 with this book right now.
Yeah, it went down quite a bit.
Like it's charming and funny sometimes, but it's also like, all right,
enough. Oh, and I also wrote, there was a conversation happening between Story and Cole in which Max was like knee slapping laughing, and I was like, this is like putting a laugh track in a sitcom where you as the audience aren't particularly amused, but somebody's telling you that this should be funny.
Yeah.
And I hate when that happens in a book just as much as I hate it in a sitcom.
Yeah, and I'm also a little afraid, like how is this book gonna last for the rest of the book? I'm like, how am I gonna stay interested?
Yeah, because like my interest kind of took a really pretty big dip with these 5 chapters.
Yeah, I feel like I have said I like a little more. I feel like I like a little more plot in my stories. But,
yeah, and if you don't have pretty good plot, at least nice conversation.
Yeah, like really good characters, really interesting characters. Yeah.
Because I read a book recently where it's pretty much like conversation driven. And like the plot isn't too much. They just got to solve a murder, and he's like being helped out by his cat. Like that's already a little extra. So I'm like, oh, he's being helped out by his cat, and the conversations between characters is actually interesting, and nobody is telling me something is funny when it's not. So I enjoyed that. Like I don't know, I just need the conversations to be a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm so ready. I'm really hopeful to like get to a book that I'm just really into. Like,
Yeah.
maybe we need to find a way to pick our books better.
Tender Beast has so far been my favorite.
Yeah, so far.
But
And
like,
even still, like that was like a 7 for me. Did I end up on a 7 for that? I feel like I did.
I don't know. It was an 8 for me. Like Tender Beast was so far one of my more enjoyable ones. I feel like for our next book, we should pick one that's like aligned with genres that we really like. Like my favorite genres are fantasy and sci-fi, but that's not the same for Masha. What's your favorite genres?
Honestly, I'm realizing I haven't really been into a book since Harry Potter, and that's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like it's been so long since I've been really like I really want to get to the next page.
I've read quite a few books that I've really liked since Harry Potter. But like the Mistborn series, the Stormlight Archives, the Wheel of Time series. Should that be one of our next TV shows, The Wheel of Time?
It's up to you.
Yeah. Since we finished From. Let's see. So, what's a genre that you do like?
So I do like. I do like fantasy, but it's got to be like a certain type of fantasy. Like I don't like when it's too when
they got to build a whole world.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna do that because I don't like the whole Lord of the Rings. Like it's too expensive for me. I'm like,
they got their whole language and everything.
Yeah. And let's see, I do like drama.
I also like
mystery.
Yes, maybe we can land on something like that, mystery / true crime, because I do like true crime, and I've recently read 2 pretty good true crime ones recently. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for our discussion today. Hopefully we'll pick back up a little bit in the next 5 chapters. I don't have much high hope for it because like usually once I get tired of how characters are talking to each other, it's really hard to draw me back in, because that's one of my biggest things is like I've got to like the characters I'm reading about.
Yeah, and
the story is kind of fun, but like the characters are kind of wearing on me.
Yeah, it's just that there's not much going on for me. Like they're doing this contest, and I'm like, how is this gonna hold my interest?
Yeah.
All right. Let us know what you think in the comments.
And if you have any book suggestions,
yeah, give us some recommendations. And like, I haven't really tried reading many books after Harry Potter, so it's not like I'm saying Harry Potter is the top. It's just that I haven't read much between Harry Potter and now.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.